Live from the brain of Cole Beasley, it's Butch and Coffee with Cellar.
For the record, I had no idea where you were going with that until you mentioned Cole Beasley. I'm like, oh shit, now I know where he's going with this. Yes, it is Cellar County with Coffee here, Butch on the other end, and first off, I want to start off by saying we apologize. We've been gone for some time.
Summer gets in the way, folks.
Summer gets in the way. We want to leave. We want to leave our house and go outside and do shit.
As you all know, we live in the Midwest, so the summer is pretty much the only month we get to enjoy outside. The other 9 months out of the year, it's either too damn cold or not warm enough. So I understand that you had some fun over, what was it, this past weekend? Or was it the weekend before?
2 weekends ago, 2 or 3 weekends ago, we had the Festival of the Lakes here, and then we had Pierogi Fest.
Oof.
So I got to see REO Speedwagon, and I got to eat a shitload of food.
Isn't it nice just to be able to have some level of normalcy after the hell we've been through the last year?
It's been weird, because when I went to this thing, I thought, we're still in the middle of a pandemic, but this feels like it was back in 2019.
Now, speaking of the festival, you guys had a big festival in Chicago. One that is
the other big festival that I did not get to go to this year.
So you didn't go into Chicago. You were among the masses, because I saw the photos and I was like, oh,
I was not among. The Festival of the Lakes is a lot smaller scale than that.
Is Lollapalooza, like, if you're native to the land, do you avoid it altogether? That's like all the tour rods come in. That's not for the locals.
Personally, I would love to see the bands that play at Lollapalooza, but you will not catch me anywhere near that crowd, pandemic or not.
Regardless of pandemic or not, I don't think I could bingo. I feel like you get pickpocketed so easily.
No. Did you hear a story about all the phones they found from pickpockets? I think it was in the hundreds. But not just that, you're in a sea of people. Some of them are, like, I would say of those people, I want to say some of them are, it's trying to do it for Instagram and say, oh my God, look at me, I'm here in Lollapalooza, woo! Some of them are drugged to hell. Like, I don't know whatever the fuck
drugged up.
No, that's what I mean, drugged to hell. Like, whatever the fuck they are on. They literally have drugs, so many drugs coursing through their veins. That's why I say drugged to hell. And then you have the pickpocket crew.
Like, I'm sorry, what's the point in being that sea of crowd? Like, yeah, I could get the Super Bowl.
Because it's a festival.
A Super Bowl parade, you might get to see your favorite celebrity. They might throw you the football. You're going to get, like, confetti and maybe money thrown on you.
I would say it's more the fact that, hey, it's all these bands that everyone knows in one place. Let's go see music. It's like, imagine, how should I put this? Let's say at the peak of Eminem's popularity, he decides to do a show at Ford Field. You know how packed that would be? At the peak of his popularity.
That definitely would be pretty... That's
awesome. Kind of like the similar context that most of these bands range from not hitting their peak to totally at their peak to
I would
past
rather,
their peak.
if I'm going to be doing drugs and getting, as you said, drugged out or drunked out, I'd rather be doing this at Burning Man or Coachella. Lollapalooza
Driving to Burning Man. But I'm sorry, you remind me of that scene from Lucy the Daughter of the Devil. Great show, by the way.
But Lollapalooza, I mean, it happened this year. And yes, there were some controversies with trying to get people that were vaccinated in, and apparently they just stopped giving a shit. Because you looked at the crowd size, and I saw some of the things with, like, the MTA train being full, the crowds of people. And like you said, we're in the middle of a pandemic.
And not just in the middle of a pandemic. I hate to say it's not just in the middle of a pandemic. We have the Delta variant going around now, which is supposed to be even worse.
And you might be mentioning why we are talking about COVID during our podcast, which usually relates to sports. Well, we've had quite a few popular athlete names come out. Specifically in the land of pigskin. And why
we'll get to that in a moment, because let's get to good news. We didn't talk about a few weeks ago, but let's get to good news. Milwaukee won a championship. We'll start there.
Oh boy, crickets.
Yeah.
Yes, Giannis won. Chris
Yes.
Paul lost.
Just won. Chris Paul lost, and apparently
The
the NBA.
title, the title of Small Markets goes to Bucktown, and I hate to say it, as a rival that cheers on the Pistons, good for Milwaukee. I hate to say it, but they deserved it.
No,
Giannis proved the superstar theory did have to work in order to secure an NBA title. Yeah, with stars like Chris Middleton, you were guaranteed to win it all. As for the
no, well,
Suns, oh
actually, at the
boy.
beginning, we said that this was the Suns' titles to lose, and I pointed out that if the Bucks win one on the road, they may have this series. And guess what? They won on the road.
And they swept after losing the
It's
first two in Phoenix.
going down 2-0, and then coming back. Butch, we were perhaps if the Suns won one more game when this happened, we would have saw a reverse sweep, which would be even more painful for the
I
Suns.
would not. Okay, okay, okay. Calm your horses there, buddy. A reverse sweep, he insists. Oh,
We
God.
almost had. Well, it almost happened. I still say going down 2-0 and then losing 4 in a row is still kind of bad.
It's bad, but I mean, a reverse sweep would have to be. It would be the ultimate collapse. This would be better than 3-1 for the Warriors. You're talking about a historic choke job. And I don't think the Suns team would be capable of doing that. Yes, 2-0 is bad, but 3-0, I mean, you're up there with the likes of the 2003, 2004, wait, 2003, 2004 Yankees. I think it was 2004. It was
2004. 2004.
2000,
Because
it'd be up there with the 2004 Yankees, the 2014 San Jose Sharks. I think it was the 1945. I think the Tigers were up there, but it was like in the 30s or 40s. But I mean, you're up there with the historically in-depth franchises that couldn't get it done. Went up 3-0, especially in NBA Finals.
well, with that in mind, would you say this was a bigger success for the Bucks or a bigger tragedy for the Suns?
This was a bigger success overall for the NBA, but
I would say, what's the bigger story you take for this? The triumph of the Bucks or the downfall of the
tragedy
Suns?
for the Suns. You basically let Chris Paul down. Chris Paul
I would actually say it's the opposite. I'd say it'd be the story of the Suns because all this talk about Giannis being the best player in the NBA and then coming short. Well, he's in the finals and he came out swinging. He came out swinging. He did everything he could. He got MVP. All I can say is that this was a well-deserved MVP.
I think the Suns will be back.
No, the Suns will definitely be. I believe. Well, given how the draft and free agency is, I can't guarantee that the Suns will be back, but they're in strong position to make another run at it.
We will see what happens. But as for the Bucks, congratulations, and for Phoenix, just
Keep your chin up. Look at it this way: you're still you'll get another shot at this. So,
yeah, you're not the LA Lakers, you know.
So let's go to the
far,
other
sure.
big. Let's go to the second of the three biggest things: the NBA draft. And I know we didn't say much, but yes, apparently Butch is on the Cade Brigade. I don't see what's so good about him.
Our
But
prayers have been answered. Possibly the best college prospect since LeBron James, baby. Oh yeah, Cade's about to turn shit around, and boy oh boy are we happy here in the Motor City. The first time in God knows how freaking long we're finally relevant again. Dude, it was just awesome.
I would say that before the start of the season, but yeah, you guys basically have all eyes are on you now.
I'm laughing at the Houston Rockets because everyone thought Houston was gonna get it, and the Pistons just swooped in and were like, no.
No, the ping pong balls bounced a little differently.
They didn't do it live, the ping pong balls, which kind of upset me when they did the show. I thought they would have done that where they show like the ping balls coming out live. Although that would be kind of, that'd be a little intimidating if you had like three teams, like the same three teams in a row. Like, and the third pick goes to, the San Antonio Spurs again. So they have picks 3, 4, and 5. Can you imagine the lottery operating like that?
Could you imagine how screwed some teams would be if the lottery operated like that? Like, if it operated
The
like
picks would always be on top.
the picks will always be on time, and if they did
The
lottery like that,
the process would have worked for Sam Hickey.
oh god, I can imagine some teams literally gain no draft picks because of the lottery. I still, and this is just me because we talked about the lottery before, but I think it's hilarious. I would think it would be awesome if for future lottery, if every team had like, let's say, yeah, sure that the top three still get 25%, but every team it gets slower, like even the NBA champions should have 0.1% of getting the one draft pick. Make sure everyone has a fair shot at getting the one draft pick.
We should have the best cultural representatives from each city.
Oh, dude, no! Because could you imagine some of these people being sent to the draft?
We would nominate Kid Rock.
Oh god, Kid Rock in an NBA lottery thing. Oh god, shoot
yeah,
me.
go together like Earth. Go together like water and fire.
Where the fuck's Cardi B from?
Oh, stand by 1 second.
Oh, like could you imagine her being at this stupid lottery?
Where she was born?
Oh no, where she's done most of her career at. Where most of her work in what city?
Manhattan.
Okay, so imagine if the Knicks sent her.
Yep. She's stripped? What? She's a stripper. Ooh.
Who would
wait, hold on. Wait. I'm just gonna read what I just saw in Wikipedia. During her teens, Cardi B was employed at a deli in Tribeca. She was fired, and her manager suggested she apply to be a stripper at the strip club across the streets. Oh, I would not take advice from the person that fired you. Like, oh, hey, you should go sell your body. Oh, we have gone down a dark road.
Here we go. Let's get back to this. So the big story from the draft is that Detroit ended up getting what, like 4 picks? 4 picks this year?
I think 2. No, 3. We had 3 picks this year.
I could have sworn you had at least 3 or 4. I want to say at least 3. You had 3.
Just 3.
All right. So with all that said, guess how many picks the Bulls had this year? If you lived under a rock, we only had 1 pick.
Oh, it was 4. Yeah,
1 pick.
Wow.
In the second round.
We chose Luke Garza? What?
You're going. So yeah, all right. So let's go over the draft picks. Detroit selected, of course, Kate Cunningham. They also had Isaiah. They chose Isaiah Livers, Luke Garza, and JT Thor.
And we go to the Chicago Bulls, and they chose.
We have chosen.
Desnu.
Io. I don't even bother trying to pronounce it, but the point is,
he's a homeboy from Illinois.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's a homeboy. He was the most important player during the Big Ten tournament. So there is promise with this kid.
Yeah.
He may not be as hyped up as Cade, but I see some good things in this kid. AR notes from the draft outside of.
No surprise, but Jalen Green going 2nd, Evan Mobley going 3rd. What was it for the 5th pick? They basically that was the 8th. Would have been Chicago. Was the 8th yours? Or
yeah,
was
the 8th would have been
yours?
the 8th would have been ours. The 8th was Orlando. We traded that.
Yeah, so that would have been Franz Wagner went to from Michigan, went to Orlando instead of going to the Bulls.
Well, one guy I had my eye on, Jalen Suggs. He's with Orlando now. So
at least be happy you're not the Knicks. Although that's not really saying much considering they're now good.
Yeah, please do not remind me of the Knicks' recent success. Anything else you want to say about the draft?
Cade Brigade!
Yes, Cade Brigade. But now we get to the big story in the past few days. Free agency. We had a lot of big names, get moved around. The biggest name.
We go to the Cubs, and it's a buzzsaw. They are cutting everything.
We're still in the NBA. We're still in the NBA. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. But the biggest thing in the NBA, first off, the Bulls had Lonzo Ball. They got Lonzo Ball, and we talked about this. I don't know if we ever talked about this on there, but I said, why the fuck would you do that? I personally think it was not a good move at all. But then, the big move, the move that caught me so off guard that I literally screamed when I heard it. The Bulls received DeMar DeRozan for a 3-year deal in a sign-and trade. And then, after hearing that, I jumped and I thought, oh my god, we're actually doing something this year.
Oh boy.
And then I look back at the Lonzo Ball thing, I'm like, you know what? With him, Levine, and DeRozan, that's actually not a bad combo.
4 years at $85 million. Oof, you're overpaying this man. Oh boy, howdy. Well, let me ask you about another deal. Chris Paul stays in Phoenix, 4 years, $120 million. I think he's 38 years old, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I want to say he is up there.
Is this man worth $35 million a year? Yeah, he's 36.
Okay.
Why are you signing a 36-year-old at $30 million a year? His legs are going to give out on the mod.
Let's also remember for a sec here as we talk shit. LeBron James is also 36. How much money is he making?
I think he took a pay cut. Let's see.
Did he take a pay cut? Salary. Let me look at his salary info.
Oh boy! Everyone's favorite center is going back to LA.
Yes, that's the third piece of news. And let's just say, we talked about this when LeBron won in 2010.
Ooh, $41 million. Ooh.
Wait, is that for LeBron? LeBron's being paid $40 million per year.
Yeah, 40. Yep.
You know it's so
$85 million. The entire thing's guaranteed.
I guess he's staying.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So anyway, as I was talking about this, I basically said that when the Lakers won back in 2019, we should call it 2020, I was happy that LeBron got his respect. He got what he wanted. I gave him that. But it also meant that a certain someone also got a ring too, and that meant Dwight Howard got a ring. And I was not happy about that. All I can say is that if LeBron somehow manages to win another one, which means that Carmelo Anthony gets a ring, I fucking quit. I will never watch the NBA again if Carmelo Anthony gets a ring.
I feel like we're gonna have to go to a live view, and Coffee's just gonna melt in his seat.
Like as soon as the second six down, like at the end, you'll just see me get up. You'll just see me get up, walk out of the room, and you'll just see an empty chair.
No, just put your hands up. Like nope. Like just wipe your hands clean.
It'll be literally me just as like, well, I guess this happened, and I just chug a whole bottle of Everclear and just pass out.
Oh, Julius Randle's going to the Knicks. Oh God. Oh, here we go. Kemba Walker's going to the Knicks. Oh,
I was about to say, I'm not too mad about that because I just have to say that you know what, the Knicks are good. I just have to accept it. I'm gonna hate it.
No.
I'm gonna hate it. But my only thing is that
James Dolan needs to go fuck himself.
Well, here's the only thing I was gonna say. My wish to whoever makes the NBA TV schedule. One, I just have a simple list. One, do not put the Knicks on Christmas. Two, only give them at the very least, give them less than 10 nationally televised games.
Amen to that.
And three, can we have the season opener be the Lakers and the Clippers again? Can we just have the season opener be that again? That's all I ask for this year's TV schedule. That's all I'm asking.
I want to see Cade. Cade
Oh,
Brigade.
two more things I wish. Okay, rule number four. Rule number four I wish for the TV schedule. A primetime game between Detroit and Chicago. I don't care if it's held in Detroit. Just put that on TV.
I think that'd be cool.
And I would
The
say
potential teams of the future.
yes. And one more thing, give Popovich a little last minute coverage before he goes away, because I don't think he's here for the NBA much longer.
No, he's definitely not.
Please give him like a good send off coverage, because oh, of course the thing that's always on my list. Bless you. And the thing that's always on my list. Get a better crew for the NBA Finals. Please. Please. I will sell my fucking foot just to have the Inside the NBA crew do one game. One game is all I ask.
All right. Now that we have dived away.
All right, so that's all I'm going to say about the NBA.
Can we please talk about Cole Beasley? I need to feast.
All right, yes,
let's the maggot-ridden corpse that is Cole Beasley's
Yes,
brain.
let us talk about that gentleman. I will not say his name. I'll let Butch have another 5 minutes to rant on Cole Beasley, because there's nothing I'm going to say that he's not going to say 10 times better. So go ahead.
Folks, Cole Beasley is a jackass. Cole Beasley has been in the news, not just in the eyes of Buffalo, but the entire American media spectrum for not just openly refusing to take the vaccine, but for spreading misinformation and absolutely outright making a fool of himself at a press conference. You need to look up the diatribe of what he said.
I have. It's not is one of those things that makes me want to drink.
He even basically dared his own team to cut him. And he has gotten into verbal exchanges with his own teammates who are pro-vaccine.
And let's remember the NFL's rule with vaccination. Controversial, but understandable. That's all I'm going to say to that.
He has become a hero to the anti-vaccine movement, and he has become 2021's douchebag of the year. He has basically become the Rudy Gobert of sports. He is transcending.
At least Rudy Gobert had the sense to apologize for what he did.
Cole Beasley is a force that is not going to be stopped. This man will not change his view. This man is not going to back down from his stances. And this is terrifying. When a majority of teams have hit the 70% threshold, some teams have even gone higher than 90%, it is very concerning to see assholes like Cole Beasley come out and not just deny the vaccine, but straight up spread misinformation about it. When you have Ron Rivera, a coach who battled cancer, comes out for the Washington football team and strongly urges his players to get the vaccine. Folks, we are backing up. We are going in reverse right now. You want sports to go away? You want normalcy to go away? Do you want to go back to mask mandates and lockdowns? This is where we're heading if we have jackasses like Cole Beasley spreading misinformation. This is what we have when you have assholes that outright refuse to take the vaccine because they think it's a microchip or because they think you're sheep. If you have a medical reason not to take it, that is understandable.
That's fine. And if you have, in some cases, difficulty in terms of getting the vaccine, because I know some communities are having problems getting people vaccinated, not because of they don't want to get vaccinated, it's because they can't get them registered to do it.
When you have the balls to say you're not anti-vax or pro-vax, you're simply pro-choice, there is a special room for jackasses like you. There's a special
to be fair, if you say if you're not pro or anti-vax, you're pro-choice,
like
that's still anti-vax by definition. In terms of this.
It is terrifying that we have people in the mainstream like Cole Beasley.
To be fair, Cole Beasley wasn't even mainstream. He became mainstream because of this. I wouldn't even say he was ever mainstream.
What, you're not going to say he was decent as
No, he's decent, but I'm saying when you think mainstream, I think household names. I don't think Cole Beasley, unless you're in Buffalo, I don't think he was a big name.
He has definitely gotten big in the last couple of years, but it is just
it's still one of those things where at the end of the day, the fact that he's come out and not only said he wasn't getting the vaccine, but he fought with his own TV. He's basically told the entire NFL world, do whatever the hell you want, I'm not getting the vaccine. And the thing is, if he takes the field, that validates everything that validates all the anti-vaxxers' opinion that, oh, look, he says this and he's still playing, so that means we're good. No, you fucking jackasses. Get the damn shot, or if you want to go back to lockdown, if you want to go back to lockdowns, fine, go back to lockdowns. Because guess what? Most of us are vaccinated. We're still going to be good. It's you guys that have the problem. And I still maintain to this day that if you don't get vaccinated and you get sick and you still go about your business and get other people sick, I feel there should be a punishment for you. Should be some legal recourse for you intentionally getting others sick because of your dumbass decisions. And so, before we move on, I just want to say, if this is how the podcast, if this is how this segment ends, I just want to say to the people listening, get the vaccine. Otherwise, shut the fuck up.
I just want to stay in this for just another second. Did you see what Kirk Cousins said?
I did.
If I die, I die.
It's sad, but it's one of those things where it's like, I don't blame him for saying that. Given the circumstances, I don't fully...
He's not an asshole like Cole Beasley.
He's at least the calm... excuse me. Sorry, just gotta stop drinking Coke. He's one of the calmer people, I would say.
And was this for the same organization that fired a head coach because he refused to take the vaccine?
I believe so. You want to double check for me?
Yes. Yep, the offensive line coach Rick Dennison was fired for refusing to take the COVID vaccine. Ooh, so if you could get fired, why does Beasley still have a job?
Because Buffalo might be desperate enough to keep him around. But let's say he doesn't get cut. He should at least be benched. Because imagine getting cut and then he decides. Imagine getting cut and then he does get vaccinated and then he could go play for another team. Because I think that's the end thing, is that we should keep this guy completely away from the NFL until he agrees to abide by its rules. No matter how controversial those rules are, until he abides by the rules, and then he can play.
He's becoming the new Antonio Brown.
And Antonio Brown has gotten, I wouldn't say better, he's still got, there's still something not...
Did Antonio Brown take the vaccine? Oh my god, no, I need to know.
Well, outside of this, Antonio Brown, at least from a mental standpoint, he seems better. But then again, mental illness is just one of those things that doesn't go away. What?
Wait, hold on.
What'd you look up?
Is this the same Antonio? Wait, hold on.
What did you find out about Antonio Brown right now?
Okay, no, thank God. This is a different Antonio Brown. Antonio D. Brown. I found something about a driver in a deadly 2019 Maserati crash. I'm like, hold up.
No, that would have been big news if it was our Antonio Brown.
Dude,
no.
I'm sorry. This would not be shocking, considering this is Antonio Brown.
All right, like I said, Antonio Brown, he at least looks better. I don't know what his mental state is, but at the very least, he's a better person than Cole Beasley at the moment.
Do you think the Bucs returning everyone? Do you think they're going to be repeat Super Bowl champs, or do you think Tom Brady started to come apart? He had a temper tantrum at practice. And look, temper tantrums happen all the time. Fights happen at practice. It's common. But Tom Brady threw a temper tantrum on consecutive drives because his receivers were not in place.
Well,
and this man just turned, I think, 44.
Yeah, he recently, 2 days ago, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to justify his temper tantrums, but I would say when you get to the level of talent and success he has, you can you can get a little mad. We see Aaron Rodgers do it, but
we did just see everybody.
we did just see Aaron Rodgers do it.
We're just skimming the surface with Aaron Rodgers.
But anyway, about Tom Brady, I feel like he does have a little leeway, but if his talent level, if his skill level is still the same, then it's just gonna be it's a temper tantrum, but he's gonna win their Super Bowl. If this is the point where his skill falls off a cliff, then this is concerning. But we won't know until the first game of the year when they play the Cowboys. Which again, let me say, why the hell is the Cowboys and Bucks the first game of the season?
Is that the Thursday? Is that supposed to be?
Yeah, I think that's the first game of the year. I think it's the Thursday night game.
Oh god.
Yeah, the NFL kickoff game, Dallas and Tampa Bay. Why is that?
Dak's not even playing.
Why is that the kickoff game? Someone tell me why that's the kickoff game. What's week one? Let me see what week one in the NFL is. Show me look up what the games of week one for this.
I'm getting it right now.
I guarantee you I can find you like 5 better matchups than.
Oh come on! Oh wait. I have 2021. Hold on, stand by. Yep. Cowboys and Bucks.
Yeah, it's the first game. So other games in week one. Which ones? Just let me look up the list.
Jags and Texans. Oh boy, the two worst teams in the NFL.
Not kickoff worthy. No, move on.
How about Steelers and Bills?
I would put that as the opening game.
Browns and Chiefs.
Yes, I would put that one too. I put that one on the list.
Dolphins and Patriots.
I can understand from a rivalry standpoint.
Packers and Saints.
See, Drew Brees is not there anymore, so it's not really worth. I would maybe not. Well, they got the Sunday night game, which is good enough. I would have said Bears and Rams. They got the Sunday night game.
How about Steelers and Bills?
Oh, I would definitely throw that as the first game of the season.
The Steelers versus the Bills, presented by the Cole Beasley dumbass fund.
See,
I'm sorry, the vaccine fund.
See, outside the Cole Beasley drama, I would put that game, like, just from a whole team perspective, I put that as the first game of the season over the fucking Bucks and Cowboys.
Yeah, I would definitely put that over. I don't want to see Tom Brady's comeback tour.
I just don't understand what's the. And I've said this for a while.
What is the draw?
What's the draw? Well, we understand the draw with the Bucks. They're the defending champions.
They're gonna get them Super Bowl rings out, and that Florida humidity, and those diamonds are gonna shine.
Which is why the game is gonna start at 7:20, but all the ceremonies is gonna be from 4 to 7.
Okay, so
did they even announce who's gonna be like the performer at that game? Don't they have like a performance every time?
I think so.
Who are they gonna get?
Hopefully it's someone like The Weeknd. I think that'd be cool.
See, if you go this past year with all the halftime shows, all the musical performances, The Weeknd killed them all. That was a good show.
That was a good show, dude. I'm so.
I actually am pumped. Fuck, remind me.
I think for me. Listen. I am pumped because we are watching potentially a new regime of the Lions. A regime where there is hope. Dan Campbell biting the kneecaps has really just invigorated this town. And for the first time in probably 15 years, probably since we drafted Matt Stafford, there is something in the water where it's just like, we are ready. We don't care if our team is garbage. We are going to watch every game, and we are going to hope for the best that Dan Campbell and Brian Hobbs can turn this team around. I am fingers crossed. The Lions are going to be relevant in 2 to 3 years.
given what my team's doing, over under how many games before Andy Dalton's bench? I'm putting it right now at 6.5.
Why with all these first round picks? Why is Mac Jones and who the Bears draft again? I'm sorry, I'm kind of bad with names at the moment.
Which one? Because they drafted a lot of players.
Trey Lance. Wait. Yeah,
wait. Which one? Which one are you talking about? Like,
you're quarterback for the Bears. Who you guys drafted this year?
Justin Fields. Why did I say
Justin Fields? For week 1, why don't you start them all? Why?
Because you gotta remember, this is the Bears. We have good ideas, but we still choose the shittiest fucking decision. And sometimes, even if we don't have a shitty decision, we're forced into a shitty decision.
I think you guys have an opportunity to be as bad as us, and you guys are going to have. Here is my prediction for your Bears. Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace are fired midseason. We didn't think it would happen here in Detroit, and Quinn Trisha was fired out of a cannon after a Thanksgiving massacre. We fired them out of a cannon because of national TV embarrassment. Let's look up the Bears schedule for this year. I will give you a precise.
We're actually predicted to go third in the division, so it's okay. I got the schedule right now. We have we start with the Rams. We go to the Bengals. Then we're at the Browns week 3. We play you guys week 4 at Soldier Field.
All right, so I see 3 losses and potentially a win, so that's 1-3.
We have the Raiders after that, and we have the Packers. That's a loss. So, like I said, right when we get to the Packers, I think is what they're saying. They're going to make the switch.
Okay, no. I'm going to say they're going to make a switch after week 7, Tampa Bay. You guys are going
I'm not talking about firing Matt Nagy. I'm talking about when we go to our quarterback. Why can't I think of his name? Justin Fields. When we switch to Justin Fields. Why can't I not think of his name?
I am talking about Pace and Nagy are going to be fired into.
Okay, let's do it this way. When we get to the bye week, if we are, let's say we only have 3 wins at a point. Yeah, bye you two.
Oh, they're not going to make it to the bye week.
Well, it all depends. It all depends on where, because like I said, look, we got the Rams, but look, we go week 9 with the Steelers.
God, you're really optimistic at this
I'm
point.
optimistic because I have to be. With all the shit that the Bears have done, and the fact that you guys have golf now.
Whoa.
You have golf and a whole new regime. You guys have actually something to look forward to. What the fuck do I gotta look forward to? Let me put it this way.
You guys got the Cubs?
You mean the Sox? I think you mean the Sox. Because the Cubs got rid of the 3 faces of the franchise. Gone. You can't tell me the Cubs aren't nuking it right now. The thing is, they didn't have to nuke it. They could have taken. It's like
all right. I will give you that. All right.
It's like you could have dipped your foot in the water, in a 1 foot deep pool. You could have dumped your foot in the water and then start reloading that. Instead, you literally cannonball and break your freaking pelvis. Let's move on.
Let's move on to the Cleveland Indians, who I've decided to change their name to the Cleveland Guardians.
And is this a good name?
It's a unique name because it's the least offensive thing you can come up with. And I didn't understand what Guardians meant until they described the Guardians of Traffic on one of their more iconic bridges. I had a joke a while back I mentioned with you. Oh my god, what did I say? Oh yeah, it'd be like renaming the Tigers after the fist of Joe Louis, and we'd be called the Detroit Fisters.
Yes. Yeah, we've had that whole discussion. So grade it from A to F. What do you think of this new name?
I'm gonna say a C. I had it at a D before I knew what the reasoning of the nickname
I
was.
would have said
Yeah, it's unique, but it's not great.
I would have said C, but I would have said C. And after learning truth to the name, I still give it a C. It's like it could be worse, but well, given the fact that Cleveland really doesn't have like you and I, we had a discussion. We went for hours on what the hell the Washington Redskins are going to be called now. We went for hours on that, and we both came up with Duelers being the best name.
That would be a great name to honor Hamilton, and it just makes sense, dude.
It's fitting.
We better.
It's fitting, but we won't know until next year whether or not they go with it. All I can say is that you hear it here first, folks. If they name themselves the Duelers, I want my fucking royalty check.
Right?
Actually, go copyright. Let's go get that website right now. Cleveland Duel. I mean, Watch to Duelers.
Yep.
Let's go get that website.
Let's get that website, baby. We're sticking on this subject for a quick second. What's gonna be the next team that sees their name changed?
I would have actually said if it ever made it to hockey, the Blackhawks would be the first on the chopping
Oh,
block.
come on. No. They got permission.
They got permission, but people are going to argue about that.
What about the Braves or the Chiefs?
So if we see,
I
I've
feel like
said
those
this.
two
I
would
said
be
this
next.
before. I said this before. Compared to something like Indians and Blackhawks, I feel Chiefs and Braves is not as straightforward as those two.
Braves is pretty up there.
Braves
in
is
my
up.
opinion.
Braves is like borderline to me, but it's like when I think name first, it's not like, oh, it's obvious what they're going for. It's like you have to actually think for a second, like, oh, like if I say Indians, you automatically know what I'm talking about. If I say Braves, think about it. You think for a second, and you're like, oh, now I get it.
Oh, I know. Oh, I assumed Braves are with Indians. That's
But that's like one extra connection from just straight Indians. That's what I'm saying. It's one extra connection, so I don't think it's I wouldn't say it's in some ways, yes, it's still bad, but
look for the Indians. They changed their name. They changed their logo, and it was like.
well, to be fair, that
what-
logo was scary as shit. That logo was offensive and scary as hell.
Was the name change in the end necessary for the Indians? In the long run, wasn't necessary. I'm gonna say no.
In the long run, I mean, if this is going to happen to all the other teams with potentially offensive names at some point, then yes, it's fine. But if it's just this and like two other teams in the future, then I would say that this is just not like. Let's look at Cleveland's other names in their history. They were the Cleveland Naps.
Spiders.
They were the
Spiders.
They were Bronchos. They were the Bluebirds. They were the Lakeshores. They were the Rustlers.
I think we're getting to an era where we're gonna see names disappear like crazy.
Well,
I think Devils is gonna be the next one to go. To be honest,
the Devils is I if they change Devils, I think
the Blue Devils.
if they change Devils, I'm like, all right, you're stepping on the line a little bit here. Because you need something that strikes a team name that strikes fear, that inspires you. Devils, despite its religious connotations, if someone's like, oh shit, they're the Devils. I just think that at the end of the day, if this is gonna happen to every team, then let's at least pick good names that make sense. And let's, at the very least, let's design logos that aren't racist or offensive.
And then go from there.
And then go from there. So,
anything else you want to dive into tonight?
I would say the biggest story that came out the past few days, Lionel Messi is not returning to Barcelona.
Yes.
That is the equivalent of LeBron James leaving Cleveland for the first time.
I am free. I am free.
So now comes the question, where does he go? Now, how much of European soccer do you actually follow?
You might want to rephrase that question as a do you watch European soccer?
Okay, all right, let me rephrase that. Do you know the team Barcelona?
Yes.
FC Barcelona. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
In La Liga, do you know any other team outside Barcelona?
A little bit, but
Okay,
not
so
much.
I'm just gonna list off like 2 or 3 names. Do you know Atletico Madrid?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know
Yes.
Real Madrid?
Yes.
All right, those are the 2 probably biggest ones you would probably know. So I wouldn't
Yes,
push
anymore.
it. I was about to say I'm not gonna push it any further, but there's like those are like the 2. Like when you think of La Liga, those are 2 big names. Just like when you think of the Premier League, it's Manchester City, Manchester United, Chelsea, and those teams.
Yeah.
So
Well,
the question is, where is he gonna go? PSG is the first name that came up in a lot of searches. I would not be against that.
we will.
But it's as long as he does he does not do a decision thing like LeBron did, which
Oh boy.
that was a fucking disaster. And let's also remember another thing about European soccer is that we have players from all around the world. So that doesn't change his status with Argentina. It doesn't change that. It's like same thing with the Olympics. Like, oh yeah, when Ricky Rubio plays, he's not playing for U.S. He's gone back to his home country. Or Giannis, they go back to their countries and play.
Yes.
So,
It is.
So on the world stage, this doesn't change anything. But from a club stage in Europe, yeah, this is a big freaking deal.
It definitely changes things.
It changes a lot. It changes a lot of things. But it's not like even see, that's the difference between European soccer and the U.S. leagues. If LeBron James said, "All right, I'm gonna leave LA Lakers, and I still want to play basketball," he's practically limited to still playing for a team in the NBA. Because outside of perhaps maybe the top European league, there's really no other leagues on the level as an NBA team.
Soccer is definitely one of those.
Soccer on your
is definitely
hand.
an interesting sport.
Sorry, anything. You can leave one league and join another league, and still compete on like the highest level.
Yeah.
It's not like you're leaving and playing a league that's a step down. No, you can literally join a league that's in a lot of ways you're equal. He can join the Premier League. He can join League One in France. He could join the Bundesliga in Germany. I hope I'm saying those right.
I think you're saying that right.
He could join so many different leagues at this point and still play at the highest level of talent and competition.
Yeah.
But
we'll see.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
We'll see where Messi goes. We'll see where he goes in the long
He can even
run.
go Serie A. He could join Juventus, and I hope I'm not saying that right. He could join Juventus and join up with Ronaldo. That would be overkill.
That would definitely be overkill, for being honest.
Yeah. So we'll keep a tab out there and keep up stories about where Messi goes. But unless you have anything else to say, Butch, I think that's it. You have anything to say?
K Brigade!
All right, this is Cellar County. We will see you guys next week.